Party rockers in the house tonight. The rain never stops. Life has been testing me lately. Lately, life has been kicking my butt. However, despite all the butt kickings that there may be, there is a solution to calm the soul. It is called bullet journaling. I tried bullet journaling back in the day, like 2.5 years ago. It didn't work out, to say the least. It was actually a source of stress. Caused me to spiral, but I mean, let's be real, anything can cause me to spiral. It's an easy thing that can happen. So I don't blame the journal. I had all of these habits that I wanted to do every single day, and I marked every single day that I did every single one. After a couple months of doing it, I put feel productive on my to-do list, and on barely any days did I feel productive. That's so toxic. That's when you know you need to stop. But this year I am bound and determined to pick up the habit, and I'm gonna tell you how I'm doing it. I have this journal, it's like carpeted. Can you see that? Like what? So let's talk about what bullet journaling is. It's a way to journal to organize your life, and some people go crazy. They got all of the colors of highlighters, and they have a very systematic way of like crossing things off. They have like the year plan and the month plan and the week plan and the day plan, the hour plan, the minute plan, the second plan. It can become a lot, and it's very intimidating at first, but I've decided to go with a very minimalistic approach to it so that I don't burn out like I did last time. Because I think that one of the main problems with my original bullet journaling plan that didn't work out was that I piled too much on. When you look at like the bullet journal gurus who are super meticulous about it, they have all these things. They have the habit tracker, your to-do list, sub-to-do list, and they have all these questions and this routine, and you can end up bullet journaling for like an hour a day. And so I feel like if it's too intimidating right off the bat, you're gonna procrastinate and not gonna want to do it. But if it's so minimal that there's no excuse to not do it, then I think I'm more likely to do it. So that's the plan for this. As far as the calendar and my to-do list, I already have another sort of ish system for how I do that. So I'm not including a calendar and to-do list in my bullet journal, but I do have some other things, and I've split it into about 4 main parts. One, I have in the front just 2 things. I have my video ideas and I have my notes section. You guys don't get to see the video ideas yet. That's censored. So when I have a video idea, I'm not just writing it down on whatever scratch paper I have. I can put it there and it's saved there, and I can look back and be like, well, that's unrealistic. Then I have my notes. I have this habit where every time I learned a fact or heard something that I was like, oh, it'd be good if I learned that, I would just grab a pen and write it down on a note card or on a pad of paper. I used to do pads of paper before I did note cards, and let me tell you, those things are a mess. I have pads of papers with notes on them from like 3 years ago that are just covered, but I can't throw them away because I know it's full of ideas and things that I know I need to revisit but just haven't. And then you moved on to the note cards, right? But I would just write random things that my teachers told me, just names of people, like, oh, I need to Google that person. They never get Googled. It's chaos. Those ideas are just gonna stay there in the Forsaken notebooks until a later date. So by having a nice note section, it's condensed. Then I have my habit tracker, meticulously organized, hand drawn. See how this square is slightly smaller than this square? It bothers me. But you know what? Gotta learn to let these things go. Part of life. It does bother me though. I have a habit tracker for meditation, language learning, and exercise. In the clips that you guys are seeing, I filmed on Saturday, which was actually the first day that I started this bullet journal for this year, and so there's only 1 day filled in, but lo and behold, it is Monday, and there's 2 filled in. Way to go, keep it up with the habits. Under language learning, I have Spanish and Italian. Then I have one for exercise. I have 2 categories. I have just getting my body moving, and then I have another color for running. So far, there's no running in here. We're not surprised. So at the end of the year for the habit tracker, I'll be able to see all of the days that I did the habit and then all of the days that I didn't. And I think that the important thing for this is to not use it as something to hate on yourself and not to look at it and say, oh man, I hate myself. I haven't done anything that I said that I would. I'm so unproductive. Don't do that. Just look at it and be like, okay, I haven't been doing this. This is my launching point. Where can I go to better it? And then you can also ask yourself, why am I not doing it? Is it because I'm just being lazy, or is it because it doesn't actually make me feel better? And then you can decide whether or not you want it in your life. And it's also very aesthetic. Like, can you see that? Like the purples? And I do dabble in the midliner community. Up next, I have gratitudes. So every morning when I wake up and I go to bullet journal, I write down the date and then something that I'm thankful for. And this really sets your mindset up for the rest of the day. With all the negativity that's going on in the world right now, just writing down something that you're grateful for every day, it's a game changer. Now for the best part of the journal, but this has a little bit of a backstory. So in Benjamin Franklin's autobiography, he included his schedule for the day, and at the very first part of the day in the morning, he asked himself, what good shall I do this day? And at the very end of the day, he asked himself, what good have I done this day? He's such a smart guy. Crazy. I thought that this would be cool. I'd say, oh, I'm being like Benjamin Franklin, ha ha ha. Flips hair that's up in a bun. But I've only been doing this for 2 days, and it's so good. 2.5 days. And look at, I already have these pages, like, all filled up. What? Because I was writing the part where I said, what good have I done this day last night? And last day wasn't a good day. I wasn't feeling good about it. I felt very unproductive. And I started writing the things that I had done, and I realized I did a lot of good yesterday. And I just kept writing them, and I felt instantly way better about my day. And I went to sleep on a very good note. Journaling, I went to sleep so happy. So this, I think, really allows for a paradigm shift. Like, if you do any part of this, I recommend this. So that is the bulk of what the notebook is, and then in the back, I decided to go from the back forward for this part because I don't know how much space the gratitudes and the what good shall I do this day is going to take up, because I thought that the what good shall I do this day is going to be like a sentence, maybe two, just be like, gonna do my homework, eat healthy, exercise. I thought that's what it was going to be. It's totally not. I'm writing down all of these things when I'm feeling so good about myself. So I could very well fill up this journal with so much positivity by the end of the year. So I'm allowing as much space for that as possible, and I'm starting in the back for the last thing. I've only done one of these so far, but for the back I want to keep and preserve for any bullet journaling things that I didn't include up here, but I feel like I want to do that day. Things like asking yourself reflective questions, stuff like that. And I've only done one so far. I did a stress heat map where I wrote down all the possible things in my life that could be causing me stress, and then I got 4 different highlighters. Yes, I'm that person who has highlighters. It's because my friend gave me all the highlighters for Christmas the other year. Okay, I didn't go out and buy them, alright? They were a gift, but like, I use them and they look so nice. The hotter the purple, the more stress it was causing me, and then if it was light blue, it wasn't causing me any stress. And so I can see the range of how much stress different things in my life are causing me, and then for anything that was stressful, I wrote out why it was causing me stress. And within that, I realized that the cause of my stress was a lot of fear. I kept saying, I'm afraid of this statements, and that's why the things were causing me stress. Like, I'm afraid that I won't be able to finish it on time. I'm afraid I'm going to disappoint someone, that type of thing. And so after I wrote it all out and then highlighted every time I said I'm afraid, I can use that for meditation. Why do I feel that way? Is this irrational? And that's so healthy, man. I'm turning into a health guru. I think I talked about this a little bit in my last video about how short our attention spans are getting right now. It's a problem, because just scrolling mindlessly on your phone is constantly dividing your attention into little fraction, and it's training your brain to not be able to focus for long spans of time. And so doing things like journaling and reading and getting into a state of flow causes your ability to focus to increase. And when you write things down like this and you're writing down how you're feeling, whenever you are about to go into stress mode, you can identify it, because you can look back and see what the signs were the last time that it happened, and then you can do things to prevent that, which is so powerful. I do so highly recommend journaling. If you're not ready for it, that's fine. Yeah, so I'm really excited to continue the year with this. I think this is a really positive thing, me and my carpeted journal. I hope you pick up the habit too, and if you do pick it up, or if you already do it, leave a comment down below. Bye guys. It's a real shame that I put my hair in a bun. It was looking so nice earlier, but then I got annoyed with it, so I put it up. So I guess you guys just are being deprived of these gorgeous locks.